news about women. And I'm like, me, I don't even care whether you mention women, you want to support women or whatever. By God's grace, now women know where we stand. we know, by and large, we know who we are. Women are breadwinners in their families now. Women are the ones who make decisions in their homes. We have men who don't even care. The last time I was speaking to a young guy, he's an orphan, and he said, oh, he's not living in his mother's house. No, where he was even living before he moved to stay with someone, it was his mother's house. And I was like, whoa. So it's encouraged me in a way, because I thought that from where I knew him, there was nothing good about him or nothing good about his lifestyle. But no, the mother was that industrial. And he openly told me, and me papa akwadro. And he said, the mother could have done better. But you see, someone, especially when they see that the women are good, they are industrious, they are hardworking, then they also want to sit back and now call you disrespectful, and now tell you that because you think you are making chicken change, you don't want to respect, you are not doing this and all that. These same men will tell you, I know somebody who said, you want to go to school and come and rub shoulders. They don't believe in women upgrading themselves, or women getting to that point whereby they are independent of the fact that if my husband doesn't give me money, then I can be on my own. Why should I always go to my husband to take, excuse me to use the word, and it's not my part, to ask for money for braziers, for panties, for every other thing from my head to toe. It takes a man to give their wives everything, including what to go and use for their hair. And so they determine what you should do, they determine what you should wear, they determine how you even go out. Sabi, what do you mean? What piano for me? Meanwhile, you want to meet your food on your table. How do I do it if I don't go out to the market? So some of these things, I won't sit here and say those things anyway. For most men, they are supportive of women, so they want to see the girl child in school. My sister is saying that now this thing, we thank God that at least we see more of the girls in school, because when you have kids and they are growing, when you are even buying toys, you don't buy a car for a girl thinking that or a man should buy a car for her. You don't buy a doll for a boy. So they don't even grow and carry the baby for some time. And I'm like, these are the kind of things we need. We are not rubbing shoulders with anybody. They should even also rub shoulders with us, because we've gotten to a point that man's world is no longer there. Some say that the future belongs to women. For me, it shouldn't cross each other's path. We are human beings. Mistakes happen and all that, but it shouldn't go beyond that. This is feminine, this is masculine. That's are we not together? We are brothers, we are sisters, we all have brothers. We have my mother never had a tomboy. You see me doing everything that the men could do, or the boys were doing, the riding of the bicycle. But at a point I realized I didn't want cats on my legs. As a lady, those are some of our assets. I've always said that my legs are my assets, because seriously, if I don't have legs, from where I've come from, how will I even survive? Somebody found themselves in a wheelchair, they are normal with this because that's where they found themselves. But to grow up and all of a sudden, so we found ourselves doing a lot of things that were kind of put into our heads growing up. Boys don't do this, girls don't do this. My boys, they cook, my girls, they cook. If you don't cook, how do you expect to survive? My question had always been to them, if you are not home, how do you survive? So you go in looking for a girl who at the end of it will cause trouble for you. You are in the university and already some girl is cooking for you. You are in the university and some girl is the one washing for you. The next thing is you impregnate the girl, or one day, I've seen one, the girl came to sleep over and she never woke up. And the guy is still in Samo, as we speak, 15 years. Before knowing, the girl is asthmatic. Because there's no money at home, they didn't get anybody to fight their case for them. So you sleep on the other side of the law. So some of these things, the corruption in the market and things. Now when you even want to buy sugar, the cup they use is now different. When you check the whole thing and all that, you go and buy onion and they have a basket. You think it's full. It's been padded. Tomatoes, it's been padded. Pepper. And I'm like, what are we looking for? If I come and the thing is 3 and you say it's 10 cedis and I want to buy, I'll still buy it. But why do you deceive our people or deceive ourselves? Because how many men go to the markets? I grew up with a father who is always in the market. So we got used to the market system. We go to the market with him. He goes to the market from the office. He brings the things because he felt that we were young. So you go to school and come. I'll go to the market and bring the things. You cook or someone cooks. We move. And so those were the things we got used to. But now you go to market, I want tomato, you see the thing plenty, and as soon as they pour the thing, you are like, what happened? As if somebody took some out of it. Because the thing has been padded. Why? And meanwhile, when we finish, we come and call the politician a corrupt person. And like I said from the beginning, the corruption starts from the home. It starts with an individual. You are going to the market and your plan is to go and dupe somebody who is also coming to the market to make sure you get food on your table. I come to buy so that you also get some money. I also get food to feed my family. And you are not okay with that. You want to make sure that you get more than. We've been talking about how things, when you go and buy things in bulk, the prices are low. But as soon as you decide to buy it on the retail, the prices are same. You have people telling you, oh, I went to the market to buy goods from my shop and the prices are down and all that. And their prices are same. And sometimes, I went to Agoguloshin and I was talking to the driver. He said, I'll take you this. I said, even December, when there was shortage of transport, I never paid for this. And now we are talking of low fuel prices. So what are you talking about? Is it only fuel they use for the cars? I said, then it was fuel. Now that you have a lower fuel price, now it is not only fuel. So it's like we are always looking for something to make money off people, to defraud people. Me, I call it defrauding. So I told him, we are from for. Because what you are trying to do, then you tell us, hey, the fuel is up. Now we have as low as 10 cedis, 9 cedis at the pump. Let's round it up to 10 cedis. So if you are telling me, those times I have a pump that I use for pumping. You go and buy 450 cedis and it's like this. But now it comes to this place. And so I was just telling your people that when I got here that everybody now is on the road using our cars because it's far cheaper than using the public transport. The public transporter will now tell, those times as soon as fuel goes up, they want to increase prices. Are they like? But now as soon as fuel prices goes up, they want to find a different means of making sure that they get their money. And because of that, they will take short distance. And so if you now don't have a car by yourself, so people now have put their cars on the road, then it was better parking it and going with the public transport. So all we are asking, that the corruption, it starts from us, from our homes. Even our children, we are teaching them how to lie. And is that not corruption? You are owing somebody. As soon as the person can tell the person I'm not in the house. So the child grows up thinking that it's normal. And when they take it to a different level, you say they are bad people. I was at Accra. Those people on the pavements who were talking and they try to be stubborn. I said, you see your children and you tell them they are stubborn, they don't want to listen. You are more stubborn than these children. And these are some of the things we put in the hearts of the children. They grow up with it. Unfortunately, some of them finds themselves into public office, and the next thing is they are wanted because they grew up and they think that thing is what normal.
Yes, she wanted to.
Yes, you see, I think that there's something that we all have to understand. As women here, when we get pregnant, the first 3 months, we say, oh, onyem. We never say onyimoba no bema. And so it tells us that, first of all, you get pregnant with a human being. And a human being is embodied with all the characteristics that any other person would have. As I sit here, somebody who knows me will say, oh, Esther Denenia Dio. Somebody who know you might say, oh, this man, he's so calm. He doesn't even like talking. Do you understand? But we are all human beings. And so character traits, corruption is not gender neutral. That is a fact. However, corruption impacts differently in Africa. That we can't overlook it with Olonka, Konko and all that. Why am I saying that? If you go to most of our African countries, our healthcare system, who are the ones making sure that they build the hospital, the doctors, giving healthcare and all that? There are certain hospitals that you go, you have to pay bribes before you even get your card. They say NHIS is working. NHIS, some places, medication that they can give you for free on NHIS, you go there, they will tell you it is not there. And these women have to, pregnant women, things that are supposed to be distributed for them for free are not done, and they have to pay for it. These are things that impact women so differently. Now you are talking about Africa. You go to cross-border trade, ask women who trade Ghana, Aflao, Lome, border, Nigeria, the sextortion they go through from the immigration officers and other duty bearers. Some have to exercise their bodies, because if you are not careful, your money, they change their bodies for protection. The sextortion that goes on there, because they can take your money from you with a clause or anything. Men don't go through hassle when they are traveling with a seamless ECOWAS journey. You can pass through, but a woman will be queried, will go through, and these traders are every day harassed. I'm telling you the things that the women go through to be able to go and bring things from Aflao, go to Nigeria and all that. These are public spaces, and we need people to serve with integrity in public space. You understand? And so for me, I look at that thing that women are going through, and I feel we can't just box it together because you think that, oh, you've been to the market, or you've gone to another woman's office and the woman is not is allowing you to go through protocol. It's normal. The men are nice to you. Oh, come to my office. But when you go to the office, of course you go through protocol before you see them. And so corruption, the impact of corruption, we are talking about, I think when President Kufuor was in power, he talked about a 10-year moratorium for all public spaces to be disability friendly and all that. You have a system where contracts are given to contractors. They have to make sure that they construct good edifice that will be useful to all manner of people in the country, and through corrupt means they are not able to do the right thing. You get medical supplies to contractors, and through corrupt means they purchase under quality, low quality, inferior goods for it. And who are the people that goes to the hospital the most? Women are taking kids there, and they are struggling, and they are suffering. I was in one of the polyclinics, and you see the attitude. The NHIS, it was not working. They say the system is down, but if you want to pay, that one the system will work for you. These are inherent things that we are talking about, that affect women's destiny. The power imbalance, the cultural norms, the financial imbalance in the system. You can't quantify it with any other thing. I am of the view that women do suffer tremendously from corruption. How many people, look at the corrupt cases that are going on. Look at the corrupt cases that are going on and the impact. Some of the cases was for people to produce maize, farm and all that. And they spend the money. If there's food shortage, who are the ones going to suffer the most? The men will go out. It will be left to the children and the women at the home. And so we can't just box corruption and say, oh, because women are doing it. Look at the percentage wise. The men are doing it, but we need to begin to tell people how it affects women so desperately that women see a woman who has suffered rape can't even be sure of justice. because you go to the hospital and the next thing is that, oh, you have to pay 200 cedis. Why am I paying 200 cedis? Oh, it's for the doctor. Receipt? No. And so, hey, when you go to court, maybe I have to buy food and come and speak for you. This is, this is injustice, that exploitation that women are going through. If you go through other African countries, the picture I'm painting is the same. You go to, in fact, you see, for ECOWAS and SADC and all that are doing borderless, members can travel. You see traders are complaining bitterly. You go to marketplaces, contractors have taken money to construct marketplaces. What do? They take money to construct roads. What do? And you have a pregnant woman on these bumpy roads. Some are miscarriaging, some are giving birth in the middle of the road. You see what is happening. These are things that you can't quantify it with an olonka of tomatoes or anything. I mean, things that you can fight for, but we have to look at corruption in that perspective and say, what do we need to do collectively as the people? You talk about rising cost of living. I agree. Africa, like I said, we are very communal. We used to be farmers. Predominantly, that's the main jobs we are doing. But now we have picked up so much culture. We have become so global that we are not doing the normal things that we used to do. Where if you don't have anything to do, you can't eat, you can go to your sister's home and all that. Things like that have cut short. How are we giving a premium to the food produce that we are doing? The agribusiness, people are still farming, but agribusiness strategies are not put in place. And so then you have agricultural people saying, I've got a lot of cassava in the farm, I don't know how to sell it. And people go there, buy so cheaply from these farm women and come and sell it expensive. So people in the rural areas, living in the rural areas and peri-urban areas, are more and more impoverished because first their roads are bad. And so when they do the product, they can't bring it. People who have money go there to buy it at a very cheap rate. And so you look at the fertilizers you buy and everything, you are at a disadvantage. Now you come to the city, we have cultivated a different lifestyle. Today we are talking about fugu. Has fugu not been with us all this while? We think that, oh, I have arrived, why do I have to wear fugu? But these are stable things that we could do, we could wear African prints to help our economies in Africa. But we have been so westernized that our everyday life, and they've coupled with the fact that Africa is not producing enough. How many factories is Ghana having? How many factories is Nigeria having? How many factories is Kenya having? The big economies, how many? The big economies like Nigeria, South Africa, how many are they having? They are not. We are feeding into another economy. So far as we are still feeding into the China economy, we will continue to make China great and us less. So we have to look at corruption from a very strategic point, and yes, I agree, it's gender neutral, but it affects some people the most in a way that you can't comprehend. Today, look at teachers sleeping with kids, school children in school. How many men do we record? We see a lot of teachers taking advantage of women, of young girls in school. These are somebody you have been entrusted to take care of. You are exploiting her body, and people can't talk because fear, corruption. Who am I going to say this to, and all that, and poverty. Okay, collect this money, you'll be fine. I'll buy provision for you. I'll buy this. So I think we need to begin to look at things from a perspective that addresses beyond the politician. Call out the contractor who is doing bad road in your area. Call their name. Put their names out there. Mention them one after the other. Call out the doctor who took out money from you before signing a medical form for you to get justice because you were raped. Call out the doctor, the pharmacist who you went to the hospital, that a drug that NHIS can give you will say no, you have to pay. Call them out. We need to begin to call them out. I feel that the technocrats have been shielded for a long time,